I the asshole for being annoyed that my wife allowed my brother to stay at our house? No, but... Ah, man. From the moment... Okay, that's a hard question already. From the moment that he becomes a tenant, like someone that lives there, you cannot kick him out legally. It's going to be very much harder to do so. So if he's a freaking leech, it might be a problem. We fix that. My 39 male brother's 20 lives with his girlfriend for about an hour's drive away from me and my wife. That sounds to be just like temporary. My brother and I have never been close due to the age difference. Our parents had me young and then had him later. He always was spoiled, the spoiled one who got whatever he wanted. We see each other on holidays and special occasions, but other than that, we might talk on the phone once or twice a month. The thing, depending on when your parents have you in your life, it is possible that you did not live with the same parent, even though you feel like you had the same parent. Let's say you get like a kid very, very young. It's sad, but like you're not as ready in life to have one. The kid is a stress. You are not settled down. You don't know what you're doing. You will not act with that kid the same way that you're gonna act with a kid that you have like after your real profession, your job, your life job has started. That you started to like manage everything. So it is possible for two children that are brother not to have the same experience of their parents and not to feel like the parents treated them equally. And that would be like a fair assumption, because I'm not the same human now that I was 7 years ago. And 7 years from now, I will not be the same human that I am now. Taking that into consideration, it's fair to assume that like he didn't get the same childhood as his brother because maybe its parents were more financially well. It had him. Last night I had to work late and could not be reached by phone. When I got off, I noticed that I had 2 missed calls from my brother and a few from my wife. But it was already close to 11 p.m, so I choose just to drive home and not to call and possibly wake someone up. I walk into the house and see my wife, 41, and brother on the couch playing Mario Kart. When I walk in, they both say hi and go back to their game. That's nice. Really love that thing. I went to the bedroom to shower and frankly just sleep. I was exhausted. My wife comes in a few minutes later and ask her why my brother was there. She said he called her because he and his girlfriend got in a pretty heated argument and he just needed to get away from the situation for a little while. Okay, well, he figured out what he was going to do. They only have one car and it's in the girlfriend's name, so he couldn't take it. Apparently, he tried to call me, and when I didn't answer, he called her and she went and picked him up, and now we're away. Okay, you understand that like you don't control everything in your life, so that's a fair way to answer the situation. He called her and she even if she hates driving at night. They also went out to dinner before coming in. I told her that I find it odd that she would pick my brother and take care of him to dinner, take him to dinner, just because he got into an argument with his girlfriend. That he is an adult and needed to work it out. That's what he's doing. He's just maybe not doing it at the rhythm that you would expect it to be worked out. But that is exactly what he's doing. She just rolled her eyes at me and said he would be staying in the spare room as long as he needed, that I was acting weird, and that he is my brother and has no idea why it was such a huge deal that he was here. I feel like it's a very fair way to deal with that. He's probably going to be done, like it's probably going to be done with his actual wife at the moment, but not for OP, but for his brother. So that's fair. I told her that if someone is staying at my house, especially my family, I should be the one who decides that he had no that she had no right to call her. He had no right to, that he should have waited for me to call him back and would be talking to him in the morning. She told me to deal with it and grow up. That he was always welcome here. My wife is now mad at me and I'm stuck with my brother in the house for who knows how long until he figures out his life. We already have 2 teens. I don't need another kid here. I stand by what I said. My brother doesn't need to be here, but my wife is still mad at me today. Am I the asshole? Yeah, you are. sorry, like, I understand. I talked about the tenant thing, but like at the moment, up to what I read, the brother is not a problem. It's not like it's not gonna be a problem tenant. He's just like, I'm the adult here, and my brother, even though he's an adult, he's also a child. So him, you know? And I am, it's rare that I'm gonna take the point of like, he could have a place, but usually it would be the wife that would be against that. At the moment here, I don't see a good reason. I just see like, I don't have a good relationship with my brother, so fudge him. But here's the thing, like, I don't know how to explain that. My roommate that I have at the moment, my wife has spent about like, I've spent about like 1 year without a roommate. We had an empty room, and my roommate had some complication with its girlfriend, not one of its girlfriend. It sounds like he had a lot. And he just came in and he started living with us because he told me, yeah, it's not going well. I need somewhere to just like have a foot back. And well, I had a room open. I let him have a foot back here. He's a friend. He's not my brother. So, and he's not like a messy person that like fudge up everything he goes to. It's your brother here. It's you. I don't say you owe him something. I say you're losing nothing by supporting him. Out of the fact that now you have an argument with your wife because you're acting like a jerk. So I don't know. You ask him to grow up, but then you have no good reason to say him no. Out of the fact that like you feel like you should not be the one having something here. And I like, okay, no. If there was a huge beef, because people are asking like if it's beef related. And if there was a huge beef, we would have known it in the message. Here, we just have a weird guy that I think, okay, best I can imagine, he still feels hurt that his brother grew up in an environment where its parents were more well endowed, like where they had more to give to their children and where they knew a little bit more what they were doing. So because he's still sore about that, he's like, I don't owe you shit. You had more than I had. So get out. Like, for real? It's okay. It's okay to be jealous, like, fair. But to build your decision on a old jealousy that you had, that is not the fault of the brother, just like, exactly, Hebda, but like, I'm pretty sure of a thing. You're the older one, right? And two things to that thing. Your parents were probably in a better place. Like, the first kid you have, you don't know shit. Like, it changed your life. The second one, you know a little bit better what you're doing. Like, you made the test on the first one. Turned out good. Keep on going. He turned out like shit. Do better. But also, financially, you're in a better place when you are a little older. Most of the time. I don't say that like it's always like this, but most of the time when you are like 3 or 4 years later in your life, in between your 20 and your 40, it's going financially better. You're more stable. Your life's fine. Like, it's easier to spoil a little more. So, yeah. Also, another thing. People sometimes have a hard time understanding when people are doing something that is good for them. And they have an easy time seeing other people having good thing happening to them. I will give you the best example I have of this. Like, try to remember when you were teenagers or young adult and your Discord broke itself. Neat. But try to remember like this moment when you were a teenager or a young adult and you were like saying to your friend, no, you don't understand. This guy or this girl clearly is into you. And the person is always like, no, I don't feel it. Like, clearly not. And everybody around is just, yeah, that's freaking obvious. Like, stop lying to yourself. What the fudge are you doing? Oh, from the outside, this kind of love is obvious. But from the inside, when you're the one receiving, it's possible that for you, you just feel that it's normal. Well, it's an effort that someone do to like actually give you something, to show you love, to give you presents. So, and I didn't say present, I said presents. I really feel like it's jealousy that he holds upon his brother. That is not the fault of his brother, but sadly, like the brother is actually suffering from that old trash. Yeah. So yeah, I'll go for a you're the asshole here. It's a complicated you're the asshole because he probably truly believes he's not the asshole. It's because he does not want to take like the step back to be able to watch the situation from the point of view of someone else than him, you know?